Welcome to part 2 of starting Mr. Smoke Under Saddle. I'm not going to rehash what we've already talked about in part 1. Yeah, if you want to see how we got to where we are, please go watch part 1. Good boy. Now you can see what he did right here. Because he's doing that, I'm going to quit. Nothing I want better than this horse coming with me, wanting to be with me and think about me, so I need to give him a reason beyond what he's already got inside of him. I want to make this powerful. I have no more power I could ever apply to this horse than what I am right now. The single most powerful thing I have to offer a horse. In a way, I could say the real power comes in the ability to take the peace away. Frankly, peace is really only appreciated by those that don't have any or have very little. You know, our society is, I shouldn't comment on our society, but being a psychologist, I guess I can't help but think about it, but our society, you know, when everybody's got everything real easy, you don't develop a lot of character. And it's like with a horse. The value I place on a horse is how is my horse at the worst of times when I need it the most. The better they are at the worst of times increases the value of that horse to infinity. In the best of times, and they're a good horse, well, that's easy, right? So the problem I have right now in our society, I guess, is that everything's gotten so easy that there's no character anymore. And when things go poorly, people got to go in the corner and cry. Which I can understand their feelings. Okay, so this is all nice, well and good, but we're not learning anything by standing here, putting pressure on a shoulder. He's going to go, I don't know what you're talking about. There we go. And I just explained what it was. He said, okay. So, when you're teaching a horse, you could call me a natural horseman. What I think that means in my world is I'm going to interact at first with a horse the way horses interact with each other. Because basically it's like if I go into a classroom of all Japanese students and I only speak German, how is that teaching going to go? Maybe before I go in there to that classroom of Japanese students, I should learn Japanese first, even if German is my first language. Learn their language, teach them in their language. If you want to teach them your language along the way, great. But teach any individual in the way that they learn the best, in the language they learn the best in. So with horses, when you watch horses interact with each other, you're going to see when one's talking to another, the first thing that happens in a conversation when one horse says, excuse me, I need to go scratch my butt in that tree. I'm number 2 and you're number 5. So get out of my way. I'm not going around you. Please move. They're very polite. Please move. Well, the second instance when the horse says, no, is, I said move. They're going to add energy to their polite request. And if the horse goes, hell no, now that horse is going to make the movement happen. They're going to take a piece of their body, whether normally a hoof or the teeth, and they're going to have their hoof or teeth occupy the space that you are currently occupying. If you are still there when their teeth and hoof get to that space you're currently occupying, it's going to make contact. That would be if you're an idiot. If you're an idiot horse, you're still going to be there and get bit or kicked. Now, they're not trying to hurt you at all. They expect you to move out of the space you're currently occupying. They're not trying to hit you, they're hitting the space you're in. And so if you move out of that space, you won't get kicked. That's a good leader and a good follower. So when I'm talking with this horse, I need to get what I want. It has to happen or I'm not teaching anything. So there's 3 levels I'm going to use, just as horses use ask politely. They add energy and then they make it happen. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to ask politely, add energy, and make it happen. My polite request is me moving my arm for a turn in the opposite direction. It looks like this. I'm going to go up and block their space, look at their nose. This is a polite request. It's not working. This is me adding energy. It still didn't work. This was me making it happen. Now he turned toward me, not away from me. I'll fix that. We've already had this discussion, but 3 repetitions it takes before a horse learns. Now, how's his anxiety level? Does he learn best with high anxiety? No. The best learning is done at the walk. When they move faster than the walk, oh, that's going to be a nice jog. When they're faster than a walk, they have higher emotions than they do. So you want them to be at the walk when you're teaching. Not all the time, not when you're making your point, but when they're learning. So right now he can learn more than he can when he's trotting or cantering. So you should teach everything at the walk. Teach it real good. As my mentor used to always also teach, when you're trying to teach a horse new things, there's 4 steps. Number 1, get it. Now, did I say be soft, quiet? No, get it. You do whatever you need to do to get it. That's not abusive. Okay? Because getting it is sensitizing the horse to you and your cues. Second step, get it bigger. Okay, I asked you to go forward. You went forward. Really nice. You were lazy about it. I want more. I want it earlier. Okay. Step 3, get it softly. Notice that comes third, not first. So generally at the beginning, you exaggerate. And when you're first teaching anything to a horse, you exaggerate. That's called getting it. Then you might even exaggerate a little less, but add a little force to it in the get it bigger. Then you get it softly, and the last thing you do, add speed. So I'm going to ask him to turn, pressure on the nose. Polite request he responded to, I'm walking away. Why? Last time I asked him, he didn't. I had to go to the 3rd level, which was make it happen. And so this time I didn't have to. And we're at the beginning of this, so I'm teaching him to learn right now. He just licked and chewed as I was walking toward him, so I'm turned around because, again, nothing I want more than a relaxed, calm horse thinking about me. If you apply too much pressure, they're not calm and relaxed. Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to drop this right here. He's cocked the leg. I want to teach him the value of peace, keeping in mind that a real prey animal that isn't domesticated, there is no concept of peace, ever. The idea is not anywhere in any brain cell. You're a prey animal. You have to be on alert always, even when you're sleeping. Somebody's got to be on alert. You know, and there's a lot of domesticated animals, even in his paddock. There's a level of alertness that your horse is going to have. So a lot of times we have to teach peace to all horses. Teach them what it is, teach them how it feels. And then when they figure it out, they go, man, that is cool. I want that all the time. I'm always willing to give it to you. If I take your piece away for a nanosecond, it means I want something. That's my cue. I put a leg on. You put a leg on, you took my piece away. Okay, what do I want? He goes, you put your leg on right there, so I think you want that. Let me try that. He gets peace back. Go, yep, that's what I wanted, all right. Okay, that's how you teach a horse. push up quick. Now I'm doing this. He doesn't really care for it. This is human stuff right here. I want to come up and pet on you and love you and hug you and bring my body up into your head and stuff like this. Well, you could teach a horse to like this, but he clearly doesn't like it right now. It's like, oh, hell no. What the hell are you doing to me? Well, don't always put your human stuff on a horse and think they like it. I'm holding his head here with my fingers. So, but I want to expose him to it because, you know, a lot of folks like to hug their horse and like to kiss their horse and do all this human stuff. And it's good if you teach your horse they should enjoy that. But as a horse, it's like, well, we don't do any of that shit with each other. I mean, the way most horses tell each other they like each other is they just stand next to each other. Occasionally they touch each other with their muzzles. And if they're really close, they might do mutual grooming. Not much more than that. Good. Good boy. Okay, so the first level is please move. He didn't. When I slapped my leg or my foot with my lariat, that's a I said move. And if he didn't, I would have thrown this and the knot would have hit him in the ass. And turn. Not that way. That way. Good. Here's his release. Super release. Not just a little release. So he picked up an auto trot right there. He might have a problem going in this direction. He doesn't like to turn to his right. He's shown me he prefers to turn left. And when he's going right, he's got more feelings. So I'm going to foul that away and go, could be his handedness. I can't see his other side, but right now I see a lot of mane on this side, which implies he's left-handed. 80% of horses are left-handed. Good. I gave him time to ask himself, okay, that guy changed something. What does he want me to do? I held it and waited. I don't need immediate response at first. I need a brain going, oh, he did something. What does he want? What does Mr. David want me to do? Now, I would already, if I wasn't talking to you, I'd just be doing and I'd probably be further along than I am. Oh, interesting. He just turned left. Nope. Good. Nope. Good. Good. I'm backing away from him right now. He's having trouble understanding when I ask you to turn, it is always away from me. When it's time to put on a saddle, I'll explain why. There's actually four to five reasons. There's always more than one reason for what I do. But good boy. So I'm sustaining this release because that was hard for him at first. That's good. Can't tell whether his head shakes or anxiety releases or flies. Probably flies. Shoulder, hip. First pressure was on his shoulder to tell him I wanted him to move it away from me, and then hip to move forward. Now horses learn by change. We all learn when change occurs. So I want to make changes. Frequent changes. For him to go an entire lap in this round pen without me asking for a change means we're both wasting time. Good boy. So that trot is in response to my neighbor driving down the driveway in a truck, making some noise with whatever he's carrying. I don't care. I'm going to use the opportunity with his extra energy to make changes. I want him to be at the walk, and I want him to ignore all that. Oftentimes you might hear me yell, "I don't care!" Which means you can tell me you don't like something, don't change anything. Okay, now is a good time to talk about regression. This is true for all of us, but in particular, different species have different ways of learning, and different individuals can even have different ways of learning within a species. He's got 5 phases of learning. As he learns more and more and more, he goes into the next phase. 5 phases are, I got it. Second phase, what? I don't got it. I don't understand. Third phase, oh, I got it again. I know what you're talking about. Fourth phase, I hate you. Go away. I'm going to hurt you. I have no clue what you want, and I don't care. Super regression. Fifth phase, I got it forever. I completely understand. If I ever don't do it, that was a different statement than I don't understand. It's I didn't want to do it for you, but he knew what you wanted. So you got to understand, regression is natural and normal and necessary. A horse is not going through its 5 phases of learning and getting to the final stage if you've not seen any regression. When it occurs, welcome it. Most of the time, people feel they take it personally when they've put a horse in a trailer 50 times. The horse is in phase 3 of learning. The 51st time they go to load the horse in the trailer, the horse says, nope, pulls the lead line out of the hand and leaves. They grab the horse, they go to put it back in the trailer, and the horse goes, I don't like you, I'm not going in the trailer, I don't even know what you want me to do, and I'm going to run over you this time. That's phase 4 regression. If it doesn't happen, they're not going to get to phase 5. Good. I followed active leadership with passive leadership. My good is passive leadership. Now our turns suck right now. Notice when his emotions go up, he doesn't know which way to turn because he's not thinking. True with us. When do bar fights happen? When nobody's thinking. You know, when do people get shot and killed? When nobody's thinking. Now there's an interesting thought. I did not ask for that turn. He looked into the dark hole of the trailer out of curiosity. I'm going to reward that. That's enough. I shouldn't have asked politely twice, but I did. I'm not perfect. Good. Good. You volunteered and said, how about if I come stand by you and you stop being so demanding and pushy? And I said, no, thanks. That's fine. I need to teach a few things. School's not out yet. So right now he's exploring his options. Clearly he's not a stupid horse. He's going, I'm not sure I understand this. I'm trying to do things. I don't really want to be out here in the sun doing this stuff with you in here. How about we don't do this? And it's like, no thanks. Good, very nice turn. So this is a great example of when your emotions are high, it's hard to think. Well, time to learn is when you're nice and calm and relaxed and you can perform better. Now that had to do with, I kind of skipped a couple steps because he's exploring his options and he decided I'm just going to start ignoring Dave. And it's like, nope, you got to keep asking the question, what does Dave want? And he wasn't asking that at all. I don't want to apply too much pressure here because he can't get in a trailer with high emotions. He's got to make the decisions on his own. And you can see he starts moving faster, he starts turning into me. There's a chance it's just only not that he's not thinking. It also might be because he's deliberately trying to take my space away and get offensive on me. There's two ways to take pressure: flight or fight. And he might be trying to, as we are establishing a relationship, which is what we're doing right now, no horse wants to be last. So when you're competing for your number, you want your hunt number to be as high as possible, get the most privileges. Once you have your number, horses don't compete for numbers after that. They get their number and they go, I'm number 3. They never compete to become number 2. Stallions compete for mares. Yeah, stallion world is completely different. There is no herd. Good, good, good. I'm not talking a lot about what I'm doing here, this Liberty work with trailer loading, because I've got 3 parts with Miss Bella. And it covered everything. So if you want to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing here with him, go watch 3 parts of trailer loading Miss Bella at Liberty. So he's telling me he does not like trailers. There's no freaking way he wants in one. That's okay. I might leave that trailer there for a couple of days if I can. I've never done this before, started a horse and teach trailer loading at the same time. Good. So we had a little few problems here. Good. And he's not taking personally. I'm not taking it personally. Tom, good horse. Same gentleman bred and raised Bella and Tom. And I don't know how much of it is him. I don't know how much of it is the moms. They had different moms. Or the same dad. I don't know. But I like his horses. Good brains, good dispositions. I wished I'd recorded all of Bella's because that first week was a lot of work with a lot of mare. That girl thought a lot of herself. And she just would look at me and go, I don't need you for anything. Get out of here. And then she'd go, and I meant it. Get the hell out of here or I'm going to hurt you. She said, surely you're not coming at me, treating me like that. Yes, I am, girlfriend. Oh, hell no. She, well, a week into that, and she decided she liked peace. And then she got real sweet. Did I mention I really liked Bella? What a good horse. Fell in love with her. I'm going to fall in love with this guy. It's light hot out here. And dusty. And I have an appointment with my daughter. Anyhow, good. There's the lick and chew. Kind of what I've been waiting for. You're always welcome to contact me and ask me questions. I want to teach. I love teaching, whether it's horses or people. If there's anything you can gain from this and apply it to your own horse, now or in the future, I'm the advocate for the horse. I want every horse to have a better life than they have now. So who do I need to talk to for that to happen? You. Yep. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, man. I really like you, Smoke. We get along quite well. Talking to his shoulder. There you go. That's it. That's all I wanted. Good job. I know. There's a lick and chew. I'm going to take half a step back. Need you to leave. There's the shoulder. There's the head bend away from me. So I gave him a release. I need the shoulder to actually move. There it did. Good. Nice and soft. That was beautiful. Took almost no effort on my part. I gave a very nice, polite request to turn. Not. There you go. Feedback. Just give your horse feedback like anybody else you're trying to teach. You ask them to do something, they start to do the wrong thing. You say, no, that's not what I was looking for. I was thinking about this, not that. This, not that. So just give your horse feedback. Accurate, timely. I was going to throw the lariat, and he said, no, you don't have to do that. I'm not going to make you throw the lariat. So he's having trouble turning to his left for some reason, because sometimes he turns left really good, but a lot of times he wants to turn it into me to the right. So as he's heading toward the trailer, I want to turn him toward the trailer. So as he's walking, his head passes through it, and Now see, I'm pretty sure when he turns into me like that, it feels slight offensive to me. as in offensive opposite of defensive. I could be wrong. There's a lot of trainers have videos that say a horse should always turn toward you. And the reason I've heard is they say you should insist they always have two eyes on you. And their reasoning for that is you can teach both brains at the same time because each eye is connected to the opposite side of the brain. So there's her reasoning there. And I actually I insisted twice. I'm not going to do that again. Now you're being polite. He's asking me, do we have to do this? No. Definitely that look right there was oh hell no. I'm no pushover. Who the hell do you think you are? And do you know who I am? So I think his turns into me like this are deliberate. I didn't even ask for that turn. And that definitely right there. He looks at me and puts his ears back a tiny bit. If I were a horse, I would instantly go, I hear you. He is definitely saying, dude, stop pushing me around. You are not worthy. I'm number one, you're number two. Nope. So, by asking him to turn away like I am emphasizing our relative positions. By moving his feet, that's active leadership, and insisting they move in the way I want, the active leadership is defining our relationship of leader and follower, master and servant, however you want to call it. My passive leadership I'm offering closes the deal and makes him want to be with me, want to do what I ask him to do. Now he's pretty darn lethargic, so it's pretty warm out here. He's not sweating too bad. I want him to know I hear him. You know, famous book and movie, really good ones, called The Horse Whisperer. And it's more about listening. And same way with God. You'll never know God if you don't listen. You'll never hear him. Well, if you don't listen to your horse, they're talking. They're telling you things. They're telling you what they prefer, what they don't prefer, what they want to do, what they don't want to do. When they're in pain and discomfort, they're telling you things all the time. And their sensory systems go out 5 miles and mine don't. When I'm on a trail, I want my horse telling me everything they know. I need to know those things so I make better decisions about what we're doing. So make sure your horse knows that you hear them and that you're listening. The more you listen, the more they talk. The more you can understand them better and better and better. Open yourself up, shut down, you get out of your head, get into their head. Ask them to get out of their head and get in your head. When you're both in each other's heads, you're partners. No longer master and servant or leader and follower. That's my goal with every horse I meet. I want to get in their heads. I want them in my heads. Good. Good. I want them to want to be with me. I want to offer peace. Good. And you might say, well, you quit when you did. Why? I can't. There are gut feelings I get. My gut said it was the right thing to do at the time. He was asking me to stop. I wanted to tell him I hear you. I don't even know why, whether it's laziness or whatever. I don't know why he wants to stop yet, but I know that he said, can we not do this, please? If your horse ever asks you anything, acknowledge the question. And if you can't say yes right then, tell them, wait a second. Okay, now you can do that. just just wait a second. I hear you. My favorite one is when a horse wants to eat. I want him to look at me and say, and look down and go, hey, see that grass right there? It's pretty green, and it's right there. If my horse asks me that, I go, absolutely. Give them their head, eat that grass, because they asked. Okay. Pretty darn hot out here. How much do we want to do today? I can quit anytime I want with a horse. All I need to do is ask him to do something and have him do it. My favorite things, what's the foundation for everything? The foundation for everything you do with a horse is when I ask, take a step backward. When I ask, take a step forward. You can ask them to do that. They take a step back. They take a step forward. Anytime you want, you can quit a lesson. Doesn't matter what you're teaching them. It's like right there. I asked for a step. He gave me the step. We can quit. Well, I also would like him to take a step forward, but if I ask him to take a step forward right now, he's probably going to leave. And I like that he wants to be with me. Now, just for grins. And he's licking and chewing, so he's telling me, this is what I want. This is what I like. He just swallowed the last of it, though. He's saving some of his anxiety. So I am curious. So what I'm going to do next is to satisfy my own curiosity. I am curious how he really feels about that trailer and whether I can either send him in or lead him in. I'm just curious. So we'll find out. And I mean, best thing I could do right now is take him, put him away, but that's okay. Like I said, I know how to let a horse finish on a note that's good, and that is step back, step forward, and we're good. In fact, I might teach him right now with a dressage whip, my go forward and go back cue. So what am I doing? Foundation. Where's the head position I want for things going on or off? Right there. Okay, Mr. Dressage Whip. Wow. Can't believe I came down here without my gloves. Normally I say there's 3 pieces of personal safety equipment: helmet, gloves, and boots. I came down here, well, I'm on the ground, so no helmet. Okay, this is my go back cue. Quit. Pet. Can you pet your horse too much? Nope, not possible. If you're always petting your horse, it's not too much. Okay, so he moved, but he didn't move back, so he didn't understand that. That's okay. He tried. Good. I'm picturing his feet moving backwards in my head. I'll be talking more about picturing things in your head. The bestest communication method you have with your horse is to picture things in your head and make them happen. For horses, that's how it works. They form a picture with their body and get the individual's attention they're communicating to. They form a picture in their head, their body assumes a shape, and that's their communication to the other horse. How do I know this? Temple Grandin. Look her up. genius autistic lady. And then thank you, Temple. What a gift you are. Okay. Now let's work on the go forward cue. So he's volunteering to keep going back because he thinks that's what I want. Nope. There we go. The head down cue is one of my most powerful piece generating cues I teach a horse. I teach them one on their pole, top of their head, and one with the lead line. He's actively pulling up against me. Ah, ah. I know, I understand. Pawing is not cool around me. Can be good. It can be dangerous behavior. I don't need that. Good. 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 How do you teach a horse? One step at a time. How do you teach trailer loading with a horse? Ask them to take one step forward or backward every time you ask. Stand behind a trailer. Ask for 20 steps one at a time, rewarding each step they take. 20 steps after you've started, they're in the trailer. Good. There's my lick and chew. That's the time for me to have a longer quit, a bigger quit, and maybe ask for his head to come down here with me. What's better than a lick and chew? Your chin down at the ground, licking and chewing. Don't care. Don't care. Okay, some horse up there just whinnied. I don't know whether it's one of mine or one of my horses in training. Doesn't matter. He heard it. And it's right now, it's not about them, it's about me. He's on my time. It's okay. You're okay. I know. Don't care. There you go. Good. 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 Tom, I really like your horse. And yes, anything I do on this side needs to be done on the other side. Horse has two halves of their brain, just like we do. The difference is we have an extremely advanced networking center between the two halves of the brain with billions of wires. What one brain knows, the other knows immediately. They have one of the most primitive networking centers between the two halves of their brain with, I don't know, 3 wires. And it allows them to truly multitask. One, his right brain is responsible for the left side of his world, and his left brain is responsible for the right side of his world. He can truly multitask with 2 individual brains. We have 2 individual brains that are always in constant communication. His is not. That's to his survival advantage. But, so what we teach one brain, the other brain doesn't instantly know. Good. Now, there are some wires that connect the 2 brains, so it's almost always easier to teach the other side. Now, see how he's taking his nose and blocking me from getting to that side? I mentioned that earlier. That's a very common behavior I see on horses. It's defensive in nature. They don't want you over there because they haven't been as desensitized on that side as on the other side, which means his left brain doesn't know as much or is not as comfortable about me being over here as his right brain is with me on the other side. Because that was difficult, I'm quitting for a longer period of time. I want to give him a chance to digest that. And he's licking and chewing. It's best if I quit. He's taking this personally. That right leg stepped into me. That was not an accident. He's very politely saying, why don't you leave? Why don't you get out of here? Why don't you step back? Why don't you step away from me? I'm stepping into your space. It's okay. It's okay. There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay, let's see how you feel about getting in this trailer. I'm just curious. Silly me. So, clearly he's not real keen about me leading him into the trailer. So I put pressure on this lead. He's got to remove the pressure by leaning or stepping forward like he just did. Good. You're okay. You're okay. But he told me right there how he feels about the trailer. It's like, no thanks. Well, I'm going to insist. I'm going to try a little harder. Good. Now, the best way to do this is from behind to send the horse in the trailer as opposed to lead him in the trailer. But I'm investigating his current state. And I'm also playing with his feelings. And I'm checking out his willingness. Good. Good. Okay. Okay. I think I hear you. I don't want a bunch of long videos. I got some other things to do, so I think we're gonna call session 2 quits for now. Fly spray him a little more and put him up in his paddock with 2 other geldings and see how they get along. Alrighty, folks. Hope you stay for the next sessions. As I said, I'm gonna try and video. I mean, I don't know how many hours this is gonna be, but there's no editing. I'm just gonna push record. You're gonna see everything I say and do, and you're gonna see the results. And he's already behind. Like I said, normally my first session is 3 hours. He gets a saddle on at Liberty. I get on him. I get off. I put him away. Trailer is backed up here, and I'm talking to you. And every horse is a little different for me. So not, I say that's my normal, but every horse is different. Ooh, there's a nice breeze. So I also wanted to explore his personality a little bit, find out what he knows, and let you see how I come to those conclusions with him. Because it's always good to treat each individual as an individual for who they are. Recognize, it's like in, what's the Blue People movie from the other planet? Starts with an A. Anyhow, I see you. That's what they say in the movie when they're saying, I'm not just looking at you, I see you inside of you, your soul, who you are. Okay. The name of the movie is the name of the planet. Anyhow, so I want to be able to see him, see who he is. And I want to show him me, see who I am. Alrighty. Have a great day, a very blessed day. Good. Good. This is sending behavior. I don't lead horses through portals, gates, stall doors, trailers. I send them. This is the introduction to sending. I want him to proceed before me through this gate. I'm the gate guard. If there are 4 more horses in here, I only want 1 horse out of here. I'm the one that stays in the gate. If I lead him through this, who's guarding it? No one. So I talk to his rear end, send him through. Good job. And he should turn and face me right now. Good. Wow, I didn't teach you that. Good job. Good job, Mr. Smoke. Excuse me. Yeah. We'll be working on a lot more sending.